Hey guys, Kathy here from the Clef-er Musicians, posting for Thursday of week 2 of our CVL project. I'm just gonna hop right into it. So, question number 1 that Zoe asked was, what is a genre that you don't like and why? So, for me, I think what I don't really ever go home and listen to for fun would be like hip hop or heavy rap. So artists like Drake, Nicki Minaj, Tupac, Jay-Z, Kanye, um, Ludacris, yeah, like all those people. Don't really look them up, download their music onto my phone and stuff like that. Anyway, what I don't like about hip hop or rap is that there's usually not much harmonic or melodic complexity to it, and I know that sounds complicated or maybe like I'm dissing the genre, but honestly, I don't know it too well, so I could be wrong. But it always just feels like the chord progressions are very similar in most of the songs across the genre, and the beats are very similar and recognizable every time you hear the songs. So I just think it's very repetitive. What I also really don't like about the genre is that I think a lot of the art that they get credit for and get really famous and rich for, I think a lot of the credit should go to the producers and the people who are sitting at the computers, like mixing their songs, because that's where most of the magic actually happens. There's just a lot of different ways that like you can set up microphones and different little tricks you can do on the computer that makes their songs sound like perfect and what we expect them to sound like. I think a lot of them, they're like not actually singers, which bothers me too. They just are good rappers, which is like fast poetry, sort of. Which is a talent in its own right, but it's just not something that I was personally ever really like attracted to. I think my issue is that since they don't really sing and they don't play instruments, I want to compare them more to poets, like those spoken poetry nights at little underground pubs where you go and like perform your poetry and people snap afterwards. I think that's more comparable, and that's not being a musician, so it's just hard for me to appreciate it. And lastly, I don't really like or relate to the culture that's associated with hip hop and rap. I don't want to go too much into that because it's mainly just stereotypes, but there is some truth to every stereotype. So, what's associated, I think, often with hip hop and rap would be the gangster thug, gang member, violent guys with the big booty twerking girls and living their rock star party life, doing drugs, not caring about much at all, just having a good time. So, moving on to question number 2. There's two things that I do like about the genre, one of them being the fast pacedness of it and the beat. It's really good music for pumping you up and getting you going. It just like hypes you up, which is why a lot of people listen to it when they work out at a gym, go running, or when they go to parties, because it's nice to dance to too. And the second thing that I like about the genre is the storytelling aspect, like how people say rap is just like poetry. You know, when you talk that fast, there's a lot you can say in like an average 3.5 minute song. So I do like the songs where the lyrics are very meaningful and deep, and the audience that listens to them can really take a lot away from the story that's being told in the song. Telling a story and making it rhythmic and sort of melodic actually does take a lot of talent, and I give props to people who are good at doing that because I can't do that for my life. An artist that I actually really do like is Eminem because in almost every song that he writes, his lyrics are phenomenal, and he tells really great stories, and the way that he raps them shows all the emotion that he feels related to the stories that he's telling. Like, for example, when he raps about his daughter and how everybody tells him because he's a rapper and they put this stereotype on him that he's a good for nothing thug, that he's not gonna be a good dad. But really, he's telling everybody, forget you guys, I'm doing everything that I can for my daughter and I'm gonna give her everything in the world. So it doesn't matter what you think, I know that I'm doing the best for her because she's the most important person in my life. There's also a song by Tupac that I found called Dear Mama, and in the song he's talking about all the trouble that he caused when he was young, getting suspended from schools, breaking all the rules, causing his mama all this stress because he just would not listen. And in the song he actually tells his mom how much he appreciates everything that she did to raise him and his siblings, because she had him right when she got out of jail. She was poor, she was single, but she still did all that she could for him, and he only realizes that now when he's older, and he wanted to let her know that. I think lyrics like that are really meaningful and help artists say things that they wouldn't normally say are really powerful, and what makes rap different. The third question is, how do you think this will affect your future? I don't really think I will actively seek out more hip hop or rap music, but I will be more open to giving songs a listen, just out of curiosity to hear the story that they're trying to tell in their music. As far as my future in music education, I think it's very important to find a way to appreciate every genre of music, because one of the most important things in my classroom in the future will be to expose my students to musical diversity. So, for example, playing them songs from different genres from all over the world on every Friday of every week, just so that they can experience every genre that otherwise they might not have been able to. Also, sometimes in teaching lessons about music, whether it be theory analysis or some aspect of performance, it's easier to engage your students when you tailor your teaching to their interests, rather than just, force feeding them classical and jazz music all the time. I think it's a lot easier for them to understand concepts when you relate the concepts to music that they enjoy and they think they already understand, and that you can help them understand on an even deeper level. Well, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and tomorrow Zoe will be answering her own questions for the week. Good night.